Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Sue and we are doing our very last energy report of the year. And today I want to take a little bit of time and talk about the grand conjunction. It's happening on the 21st of December. It's happening on solstice day. So if you are down in the southern hemisphere, you're having summer solstice. Up here in the northern hemisphere, we're going to have our winter solstice. And this is an event that astronomers and astrologers alike are talking about. And of course, it's the grand conjunction. And it is when we see that Saturn and Jupiter are coming into very close proximity with each other. Now, they do this every 20 years, so it's not that regular an occurrence, but they haven't come within this close proximity since 1623. And they haven't been visible in the night sky in this close proximity for the last 800 years odd, so since 1200 something. So it really is a big event. Now, if you go out into the evening and you look up, if you've got clear skies, you'll be able to see it. Where I am, we have misty, cloudy cover, so I haven't actually seen it yet. But if you, wherever you are, you're in a space where your skies are clear, do yourself a favor and go out and have a look. As we get closer to the 21st, we're going to see it almost as if it is one star or one shining energy, which is where that name, the Christmas star, is coming from. And of course, they're not on top of each other. It's just from where our perspective that's what it looks like. Now, in Vedic astrology, they are sitting in the constellation of Capricorn. And I know in Western astrology, they're talking about it being in Aquarius, but in Vedic astrology, we are still very much in the sign of Capricorn. And more importantly, we're in the lunar mansion of the Uttara Ashada. And we want to have a look and see what is happening in that lunar mansion, what is happening with Saturn and Jupiter, and what is happening in that particular constellation, because that gives us the clue of what it is going to be bringing to us. And so I want you to remember, as we go through the rest of December, this is really, really important. Saturn controls the in-breath. Jupiter controls the out-breath. It is absolutely vital that we are aware, because these two planets are on top of each other and they have different functions and they push us in different directions. And so if we're not aware of this, we might find ourselves in a space where we're feeling conflicted, we're feeling torn, we're feeling a little bit of dis-ease inside of us because we actually don't know which way we're supposed to go. And this is what we're supposed to do, is breathe in, breathe out. Saturn says, go within, find out who you are, find out what you are, find out what's going on inside, introvert yourself, isolate yourself, be in a space where you take your own counsel, where you are aware of your own wisdom, your own knowledge. So often, we go through life reflecting off everything else that's happening, off what this person thinks and this person says and this person tells us we should do, shouldn't do. We look for approval everywhere else. And Saturn is actually saying to us, pull within. Pull that whole energy inside of you and know who you are before you breathe it out. Before you breathe out who you are, know who you are first. It is a very powerful energy. And why is this important? Because it's asking us to bring dharma and value and wisdom back on the table. It is a period of immense hard work that we are in. I know so many people are saying, no, that there's no hard work. It's just celebration and joy from here on out. I'm sorry to disappoint, because that is not so. We still have hard work ahead of us. But the key thing that we are being asked is what, who, why, how am I? Before we get out there and we start shoving it out into the world and say, notice me, notice me, notice me. This is the energy that says, go within. Be in a space before you take your next step. find out who you are. Why? Because we need to be in a space where we recognize resilience is on the table. Hard work is on the table. It's been a tough year. It's been an awful year. I'm not going to go into that. We know what that was like. But no matter how tough things got this year, life continued. Life found a way. In the most hostile of terrains, in the most inhospitable places, life found a way. So it says, be in that space where you know who you are and what you are. Be in that space where you embrace the resilience within you. Be in that space where you say, what are my values? What is my integrity? What is my authenticity? We give so much lip service to value and integrity and authenticity. We say don't steal, but we do. All of those things. We go into lip service. This is saying, Saturn is saying to us, where's your point of integrity? Where's your point of value? Why? Because it's asking us to step into our dharma. And dharma is not just my life purpose. It's not just the purpose of this moment. My dharma is right action, right thought, right stepping forward. It's about being able to be appropriate, go into the value, go into the wisdom, go into the resilience, and then act. This whole grand conjunction is about stepping into our dharma of right thought and right action, our dharma of what is the purpose of this moment, and our dharma of what is my purpose here. What is my contribution? What is it that I'm here to do with these people, with this group, with this community? What is my dharma? And this is why it's such an important thing. It's about going inside and allowing yourself to breathe in the light so you find the gold inside of you before you breathe it out. Before you breathe it out. We are so used to going out there and acting, and this says, can we stop? Stop, breathe in, find the wisdom inside so that we can breathe it out. Can you see how powerful this period is? I want you to think of it like a sandwich. I want you to think of the top and the bottom, the pieces of bread, as hard work. Hard work is still on the agenda. This is not like, oh, it's celebration and all of this is a thing of the past. Hard work is still on the agenda. And you know what? That's a good thing. That's a good thing, because work is sacred. Work is my sacred contribution to the world that's around me. But look at what's the filling on the sandwich. It's dharma, it's value, it's wisdom. We can't even begin to feel our wisdom until we can stop. We can't even begin to know what our value is until we go into deep questioning. We can't even begin to step into our dharma until we allow right thought to begin first. It's a very, very critical time that we are at, especially now after the year that we've had and before we go into the next year. I've told you before, the light at the end of the tunnel was beginning to switch on. It has. The light at the end of the tunnel has switched on. But what it's exposing now is, where's our value, where's our integrity, where is our authenticity, where is our values, and how are we going to put that into action? So a very, very deep time for us to go into introspection before we go into action. Here's the good news, is that if we felt like we have been stuck in the maze for months and months and months on end and banging our head against a brick wall until our nose bleeds and we've got two black eyes, we can now move through the maze. But we need to be in that space where we remember, before we act, go within. Go within and then put it out there. And then once you've put it out there, guess what? You go within again and breathe in, and breathe out, and breathe in, breathe out. That is the message of Saturn and and Jupiter in this particular nakshatra, in this particular lunar mansion. It's all about resiliency. It's all about allowing the value to shine through, the true gold to shine through. And that is the message of where we are at the moment. And so if you can be in that space where you allow yourself some time, you allow yourself just to sit and breathe in before you hurtle off into action. Imagine that here we are, we're at the end of a very long year. It's been a hard year, as we know. It is appropriate at this point to stand and look back at the journey that we've had. Now, of course, it's human nature to say, oh God, that was awful and it was terrible and this happened and this happened. I'd like us to instead stand at this point and honor the journey that we have walked so far. Deep honor for the experiences that we've had, for what it's brought up inside of us, the good, the bad, the ugly. Deep honor for the fact that we kept on walking, for the resilience that we have shown over and over again. I hate the word lessons, that what are the lessons of this year? Because it always makes me think that there is some old crotchety school teacher somewhere up there in the universe rapping me over the knuckles with a ruler saying, you didn't learn properly, so you're going to get it again. I prefer the word wisdoms. As I stand here at this point and I look back over the last year, what are some of the wisdoms that I can embrace, that I can honor, that I can respect? What are some of the wisdoms that I have come to about my value, about my integrity, about my authenticity this year, about my capability? What are some of the wisdoms that I have accumulated along this path, and how can I honor the part of me that has accumulated that? At the beginning of every year, I choose a word of what I want to show or embody as I walk through this year. You're going to laugh at my word for this year. It was resilience. At the beginning of January 2020, when I sat down and I breathed in the value that I wanted to display this year, I said it was resilience. You've got to believe this year I feel like I've been hammered and pretzeled and twisted and turned and bent into impossible shapes. But you know what? I'm still standing. I'm still standing. And I honor that resilience. What was your word? What was your word that you had as you started this year? And if you didn't have a word, if you stop and you look back, what word would you give it? What word would you actually give it of what this year is, and what has it taught you? What has it raised within you that you can honor? I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to preempt you. What is my word for 2021? It's gentleness. That is the word that I am choosing to embody as I go through 2021. For me, for my work, for the people that I work with, for my family, for my loved ones, gentleness. It feels very soft. After the year that we've had, it feels very soft. It feels very appropriate. So I'm going to ask you as well, when you do this breathing in that Saturn is asking us, and you do the breathing out, what is the word that you are going to step into for 2021? And if gentleness works for you, take that word and apply it with absolute pleasure. This year, we have been through a period of shedding our skins. This is what this year has done. We've had the Rahu Ketu shift. It's just been a monumentally huge year. And I want to leave you with this image, because this encapsulates what this grand conjunction is about. Breathe in so that that gold that is inside of you can shine. It can shine. And that anybody can see. And if you're thinking, I'm so cracked and broken from this year, from what has gone on in 2021, remember this: the cracks is how the light gets out. beautiful, wonderful, glorious message. Go out, have a look in the night sky. It's not going to happen for another 20 years, and who knows when it's going to be in such proximity again. So go out and just as you do, breathe in and breathe out, and allow the honor and the wisdom and the authenticity and the integrity to shine forth. I'm going to leave it there. I wish you, whatever you celebrate this season, happy holidays. I'm going to wish you light. May the light of this season, the light of the divine, enter into your hearts, into your minds, into your actions, into your homes, and just surround you and hold you safe. Thank you for being with us over this last year. I will be back, as you know. I will be back, and we will get together in early January, as we always do, to unpack what is going to happen in 2021. So I'll see you then. Until then, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Bye for now.